because when the practical lessons are started, more and more students have started coming, and what happens is like now they are doing it in two different batches. So only like before there was only 15 students, so the practicals were counted as one batch. Now full class is coming almost, so we cannot accommodate in one batch. So two batches, so two sets of practicals in each subject. That is why the time table. As per see, if
Ma'am,
everything
this
will go like this,
H2O,
we have
right?
to do.
The
Which
third
one?
reaction. Third reaction.
That is H2O. Sorry. It is H2O. I'll just write it. Okay, this is H2O. So using these information, you have to calculate the enthalpy of formation of ethyl alcohol from the following data. So what is enthalpy of formation equation for ethyl alcohol? How you will write it?
C plus O2 plus H2 gives C2H5OH.
C2H5OH is ethyl alcohol. Enthalpy of formation is formation of 1 mole. So how many carbon atom?
2C.
2 carbon plus how many hydrogen?
6H. So 3H2.
6.
3H2.
So it will be 3H2.
3H.
That is in gaseous state. And how many oxygen?
Half O2.
Half of it. Okay. And this enthalpy of formation is what you need to calculate. But the three other enthalpy values are given with the equation. So use that. As I said, you have to look into the side and you have to maybe sometime reverse it, you have to multiply it, you have to do something, and finally you have to add them together to get this equation for the enthalpy of formation of ethyl alcohol. So try, then we will discuss after 2 to 3 minutes.
Ma'am, we got the timetable.
Okay, already got it?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, but there's no practical period in that.
No, that is what only grade 12 is now this month and next month we'll be doing.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Next, after that, like it will be focusing more grade 11s. So I don't have to share it, right?
No, it's fine. Nisha ma'am sent it.
Okay, because she just came. Okay. Okay, fine. Done? So for the easy to understand, we'll just label these equations as like 1, 2, and 3.
Ma'am, I think I got the answer. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Is it minus 276?
Minus
276.
7. Okay, we'll wait. Let's see how others are.
Yes.
Anybody else with the answer? What is the first thing you need to do over here?
Ma'am, reverse equation 1.
Yeah, so actually equation 2 H2 plus half O2 giving C2H5OH. This is what the equation. So first thing what you will do is you need to look into the position like reactant and the product sides of all the equations given, and you can see C2H5OH in the first equation is on the reactant side, but it is now required formula, it is in the product side, so you need to reverse the equation. So equation 1 is reversed. So it will become 2CO2 plus 3H2O is becoming C2H5OH plus 3O2, and delta H of that reaction is positive 1368 kilojoule. Because when we are reversing, the value will not change, but the sign will become like opposite. So it was negative, and when you are reversing the equation, it become positive 1368 kilojoule. So that is the first step, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
And we can label it as equation 4 so that it's easy. And what is the next step? After reversing equation 1, you got equation 4. Then what you have to do?
The equation 2 and 3 you have to add accordingly, because for example carbon dioxide, we need 2 moles of carbon dioxide, so multiply the amount of heat change into 2 for that.
And that step can be easily identified. In this question, you have 2 moles of carbon and 3 moles of hydrogen reacting. But in equation 2 and equation 3, if you look at equation 2 and equation 3, 1 mole of carbon and 1 mole of hydrogen is there, right? So what you have to do is, like in the next step, equation 2, you need to multiply it with 2, because there is 2 carbon in the required equation. This is what our question. This is the required equation, 2 carbon plus 3H2 plus half O2. But in the given equation, the carbon was only single, like 1. So you need to multiply it with 2. So the equation will change as 2 carbon plus 2O2 gives 2CO2, and delta H you have to multiply with 2. So it will become negative
786.
786. 786 kilojoule. So everything, all these changes is based on our equation, what you have to find out. So first we reversed the equation number 1, because that is what you need the C2H5OH in the product side. And the second equation, when you compare with the what you have to find out, you found that the number of carbon atom is not matching. So you have to multiply the equation two times so that the number of carbon atom matches. And what is the yes to that?
Ma'am, you wrote delta F, right? Over here. It should be delta R because its formation is of only 1 mole, right?
Yeah, it will change now. Before, see, it was given as an delta HF. That is why I wrote like that. So you can write it as, now after multiplying with 2, it is not a delta formation, but you can write as 2 into delta HF. The new value will be 2 into delta HF formation, like for carbon dioxide, because you are just multiplying. So you can just write delta HR, whatever. That's fine. Thank you, Siddharth, for pointing. Or you can just.
And 2 into 393.5787, right?
787, right? Sorry. It will become 787, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 787 kilojoule. Now let's look into the third equation. Is there any changes required in equation number 3? Equation 3. Is there any changes required? If you look into numbers and the position, hydrogen is in the reactant side in the given, and also what are you required, so that is correct. But if you look at the number of hydrogen molecule, how many hydrogen molecule is required? Do we have to do any changes for the equation number 3?
Yes, ma'am. We have to multiply it by 3.
It has to be multiplied because 3 hydrogen, right? That is multiplied with 3. So you will be getting it as 3H2 plus 3 by 2 O2 gives, it's actually H2O, so you will get it as 3H2O. And that will become 286 multiplied by 3. Delta H will be
minus 858 kilojoules.
858, minus 858 kilojoule. So now you can label these equations as equation 4. This will become equation 5, and this is equation 6. Equation 4, 1, 2, 3 has become now 4, 5, 6. Because you have made changes in all these 3 equations. Okay, now what you have to do, you have made the changes, mean now you have to add all these equation 4 plus equation 5 plus equation 6, and then you will get your answer.
Now it's minus 277, right?
Yeah, minus 277 kilojoules. Are you all getting it? After doing all these, because there is no space here, like if you want, I'll show it in the next slide. If there is any difficulty, because now you don't have to do anything extra. You have to just add all these equation 4, 5 and 6 together. Write all the reactants in one side and write all the product in the other side. Then if the same term is repeating on both the side, you can cancel. And finally, you will get the equation for formation of ethanol after cancelling the terms which is repeating. And similarly, add all these values of enthalpies also, and what you will be getting, negative 277 kilojoule. Are you all getting it? If not, please let me know. I will write it and explain. Rishit, you got the answer? Rishit, are you there? Jadin, you got the answer?
Ma'am, 277 minus 277, ma'am.
Yeah, minus 277. Is there anybody who's not getting the answer? See, this is very, very important. I've told you SSLO one question will sure shot. Done? Clear? Fadil, you got your answer?
Yes, ma'am. Minus 277.
Siddharth,
I'm not yet.
got it?
No, ma'am. I'm getting a problem in the equation and do it.
You want me to explain? Siddharth, you want it to be explained here?
I just need a little more time, I guess.
Okay, complete. Jopal, you got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Mahesh, what about you? Danish? Danish, you got your answer? Gavin? Okay, so all I think almost all. Others just need little time. Okay, fine. Abhishek? Sushal, Abhishek, Vishesh, Surya,
Yes, ma'am.
got answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Vishesh, Sushal,
Got it, ma'am.
okay, Vishal. Okay, Vishesh. Zuhair,
Yes, ma'am, I got it.
okay, right. Okay, Siddharth done, Siddharth. Johan, what about you? Johan, Dheeraj. Johan and Dheeraj, got your answers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Dheeraj. Johan, please reply. Okay, Siddharth, done?
Yes, ma'am, got it. Minus 277.
Okay, very good. So we are we were discussing about standard enthalpy of combustion in the last class. Now let's move to standard enthalpy of atomization. The next important enthalpy type of enthalpy is standard enthalpy of atomization. As the word indicates, it is the formation of like converting a compounds to an atom, atomization. That is converting into the atoms. So example, the best example you can take it over here, hydrogen molecule. When you're breaking down the bonds between hydrogen, it will form two hydrogen atom. So that is what the enthalpy change during the process of breaking the bonds to form atoms is called standard enthalpy of atomization. So if you, whatever the molecule you have taken, H2O molecule, you are breaking the bonds to get oxygen and hydrogen atoms in the atomic form. If you are getting a different compound, that is not atomization. It is just breaking the bonds to get the atoms. So enthalpy change associated during the process of breaking of bonds is called enthalpy of atomization, or you can say more specifically, you can take 1 mole of bonds is completely broken to get the atoms in the gaseous phase. So you're breaking 1 mole of bonds completely so that it will be forming atoms in gaseous state. So that is what given as an example. Hydrogen is breaking down the bonds between atoms, like this bond will be breaking and you're getting two hydrogen atom and these two are in gaseous state. So this enthalpy change is known as standard enthalpy of atomization. So in the case of diatomic molecules like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, it is related to their bond dissociation enthalpy because it is equal to the bond breaking. The enthalpy of atomization and enthalpy related to the bond dissociation are equal. And this happens only for the molecules like diatomic molecules like nitrogen, oxygen, you have Cl2, Br2, all these examples. In all these examples, you can see they are diatomic molecules. So breaking the bond enthalpy and enthalpy of atomization is same. Like because it breaking the bond, you're automatically getting atoms. So I'll just repeat. We are discussing about standard enthalpy of atomization. Standard enthalpy of atomization means it is breaking off one mole of bonds completely to obtain the atoms in the gaseous phase. So it is the energy change or the enthalpy change during the breaking of one mole of bonds completely to obtain atoms in the gaseous phase, and it is represented as delta H standard and atomization is small letter a. Delta H standard small letter a, that is the symbol for enthalpy of atomization. So where you take 1 mole of any bond and you're breaking it completely to the atoms in the gaseous state, that process is atomization. And the energy change associated with the atomization process is enthalpy of atomization. And the first point in the enthalpy of atomization is that in case of diatomic molecule, the enthalpy of atomization is equal to their bond dissociation enthalpy. Because there is only 2 atoms in diatomic molecule, mean 2 atoms, and these 2 atoms are like breaking the bond is equal to forming, they're converting them into atomic form. So in the case of diatomic molecule, the enthalpy of atomization is equal to their bond dissociation enthalpy. Because both the process are same. Bond dissociation mean bond breaking. Atomization mean breaking the bond to get the atom. So here for a diatomic molecule, both are same. Am I clear? Is it clear, boys?
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So let's look into some more example. If it is not a diatomic molecule, so we have taken CH4, which is a polyatomic molecule. Polyatomic molecule means more than 2 atoms in a molecule. So CH4 mean we know that carbon is making bonds with 4 hydrogen atom, right? Carbon with 4 bonds with hydrogen, CH4. When you break the bonds in CH4, you will get 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen atom. So this is the enthalpy of atomization for methane molecule. You're breaking the bonds in methane, 1 mole of methane, and you're breaking the bonds, and after breaking the bonds completely, all the bonds are breaking, like you're breaking all the bonds. So after that, you're getting 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen atoms, and that is what the enthalpy of atomization of methane. And as you noticed here, the product, the atoms are in gaseous state, then only it will be satisfying our condition. So there is no other product, you will be getting only atoms as the product by the atomization reaction, and these atoms will be in the gaseous phase. And in some other cases, like as you can see in this case of sodium, sodium solid changing into sodium gas, because these elements are already atoms. Metals, if you take any metals, we know that we used to write the representation as sodium, or if you write calcium, magnesium, they are not diatomic or polyatomic. They are existing as a lattice. In the lattice, they are atoms. They exist as different atom but arranged with the in a lattice only. So they are actually atomic elements. They exist as atoms only. So for them, enthalpy of atomization mean sodium is all in a solid state. The standard condition at the standard state, the sodium is a solid, and enthalpy of atomization in such cases mean they are already in the atomic form, but they need to be converted into gaseous state. So that is what enthalpy of atomization for such kind of atomic elements like sodium or any metals where they are originally existing as atom. Only thing what they need is like they need to be changing the state from solid to gas. So in such cases, enthalpy of atomization is same as enthalpy of sublimation. Enthalpy of atomization will be same as that of enthalpy of sublimation.
Ma'am, sodium also never turns liquid.
No, it's not like no, sodium never. But our requirement is you need Enthalpy of atomization mean atom in gaseous state. So when you are having a solid substance like atomic sodium, like means sodium in the solid state, the how much energy is changing when you're converting it into atom in the gaseous state, that is what enthalpy of atomization. It might go to the liquid state in between, but that is not a question. Like how much energy change to convert or to break the bonds, like because in lattice of sodium the interaction is, we know the metallic bonding, the atoms of sodiums are arranged in a regular lattice, right? So these atoms are not free when they are in the solid state. As per the metallic bonding, if you can see, there are thousands of millions of atoms joined in a lattice with a strong force of attraction. So during the atomization over here, they are breaking the interaction between the atoms in the lattice, and they are converting it to sodium gas or any metal in the gaseous state. That is what atomization for those kind of metals. That means when we discuss about a compound or a molecule where there is already a chemical bonding is there, for them the atomization mean you have to break the bonds, the chemical bonding that you need to break down, ionic or covalent bonding, that bonds need to be broken down to form atoms. That is what atomization for molecules or compounds. But for these metal, they are already existing as atomic form, but only thing is that these atoms are arranged in a lattice with a strong force of attraction. So these atoms need to be converted to the gaseous state, then only it is known as atomization. So only change what is happening is like conversion from a solid state to the gaseous state, that means sublimation. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just last one question, then we'll wind up. How you can write the enthalpy of atomization for chlorine? Enthalpy of atomization of chlorine molecule.
Cl2 gas turns to Cl.
Cl2 gas
turns to 2Cl gas.
gas. Because it's a diatomic molecule, so you have to just break the bond to get the atoms in the gaseous state. So here there is only bond breaking is taking place. But if it is bromine, what will happen? What is the state of bromine?
Liquid.
Liquid, correct. And enthalpy of atomization mean it is 2Br in gaseous state. So here two changes taking place. First is bond is breaking, and also there is a change in the state from liquid to the gas. So in some cases it is one reaction, like one process is taking place, but in some other cases it will be more than one. Like in the case of bromine and all, there is a breaking of bond between bromine atom. Br bond is breaking down, and at the same time the state is changing from liquid to the gas. But whatever the thing, it is happening, atomization means bonds breaking completely, and you need the atoms in the gaseous state. So we'll wind up from here. You can refer the notes, it's already been uploaded.